Good morning, students, and welcome to Arkansas PBS AMI for the week of Monday, April 27th through Friday, May 1st. This week you will have 3 required assignments just like you did last week. The first assignment you're going to work on this week is a repeat of what you did last week. One of the assignments you did this past week was you had to research one of the 50 states. And this week you're going to do the same thing again, along with making a writing report, 2 to 3 paragraphs long, about the state flower, the state bird, interesting facts about the state, and of course you're also going to make a picture of the state flag. Just like last week, you'll submit to me a picture of your state, where the capital city is, and what your state flag looks like. I got a lot of good examples last week. I know I responded to a lot of you and told you what good work I was receiving from you. So just like last week, you're going to pick a new state this week to research. That way, with geography, you're getting to learn a little bit more about our country and the different states of our country. Another one of your 3 required assignments next week is to write a 2 to 3 paragraph report over a group decision that you and your family have made in recent times. Could have been a decision about a vacation, could have been a decision about something to do on a weekend. Maybe there was a problem in the household that you had to talk with everyone about to come to a common ground or a common decision on. But you're going to write a 2 to 3 paragraph report about a time that you and your family came to a group decision. The last assignment that you're going to be doing for this particular week is creating a timeline of your time at home since distance learning began. You guys have been in distance learning now about 5 weeks, and I'm sure during that time there's a lot of things that have happened at your house, a lot of things that have taken place. On the assignment, you will see a link to generating a timeline. Now, 5th graders, we worked on making timelines at the very beginning of the year. So for some of you might remember a little bit about timelines. You can do your timeline 2 ways if you do the one on the computer. The first one, it's going to ask you for the dates. Now, you may not remember the date that something happened, especially since 5 weeks have gone by. But instead of putting the date, like March 28th or April 2nd or whatever it is, you can just put event number 1 and then put what happened. Then put event number 2 and put what happened and so on. And there are space for 6 events. So you're going to want to put at least 6 events and then what actually took place in those events or those dates, if you do remember the dates, to make your timeline. Then you will generate your timeline, which it does on your computer for you. And then you'll either take a screenshot with your computer or take a picture with your phone and email it to me so I know that you completed the timeline assignment. The other way that you can do your timeline assignment, you'll notice this on the Google Doc, is if you want to get a piece of poster board and do kind of a creative interactive timeline where you put 6 events on there with the date of the event and then you put a picture that goes along with what actually took place. So you would write out what took place and then put a picture, and you can look at the example on the Google Doc. And once again, if you decide to do it that way, a little bit more creative, you'll send me a picture of that using your phone or your computer, and then that way I know that you completed that assignment. As always, remember to make sure and watch this video first so that you know exactly what to do. And then remember, do not turn in your assignments until you're done with all 3 of the required. Once you have completed all 3 of the required, then you can turn your assignment in. Otherwise, if you just complete one and turn it in, you're going to have to ask me for access again, and I have to return the assignment to you. So please make sure you do all 3 before you turn the assignment in. There's also an enrichment assignment this week, and it's not IXL this week. The governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, has been in the news a lot lately. So if you would like an enrichment assignment, there is one over the roles of what a governor does. What decisions does a governor make for his or her state? How does that apply to the people of the state? So there's a video on that, and then there's also a place for a Google Doc for you to write a report on what the roles of the governor are. Of course, the enrichment folder is extra credit. It is not required. It is optional. But if you get done with your assignments and you'd like to do something different and do something a little bit more challenging, this would be where you would turn that in this week. Last week, I had several people that still did IXL, so a lot of you are taking advantage of the enrichment, which I really appreciate. It's going to help you be stronger in history and know a little bit more about our country as you're going forward. So in recap, you're going to be doing 3 assignments required. One of the new 50 states, something you didn't do last week. A decision-making Google Doc that you and your family had on when you made a decision that you and your family came to an agreement on. And then finally, you're creating a timeline of your time at home in distance learning. Guys, you're doing great. We only have 4 weeks of school left after this one. Actually, after this week, only 3 weeks of school left for assignments. So you guys are nearing the end. So keep up the good work, and we'll see you next time.